Hello and welcome to ET Now. Today I am joined by two very special guests. First one is Rahul Bhupesh, Chairman and Managing Director of United India Insurance Company, and Sanjay Joshi, CMD Oriental Insurance. Thank you so much, sir, for talking to ET Now. Sir, just want to, because it's a rare occasion, I'm speaking to two CMDs of PSU General Insurance Companies. Sir, recently IRDA has shown concerns about the discounting in a property segment, fire segment, and it also said that discounting up to 99% is very much worrisome. So, as a CMD of a PSU insurance company, PSU General Insurance Company, how concerning is this and how much this impact companies like United India and Oriental Insurance?
Yes, sir. Yeah, thank you, Anurag. In fact, we know that ever since in 2024, from 1st April 2024, this sort of de-tariffing which has come, and the companies had been given the flexibility to do the policy wordings as per the various types of risks and all. So that indeed had shown very big discounting during 2024, and then it had continued for quite some time. And then maybe after some time, the Indian reinsurers led by GIC and Swiss Re and all, so they had a meeting with all the insurers who had ceded business to them and all. And we know that during the first quarter of 2025-26, the rates did improve, and it prevailed almost right up to the August. But then, of course, after August, these rates again came down, and it is really sad because the fact is that insurance always and particularly insurance of fire insurance and the asset insurance and engineering insurance and all, these are such type of insurance which are type of 1 in 100 years event, 1 in 50 years event and all. And particularly whenever this type of event happens, it is all the more essential that the claim payouts are done at the earliest to the client, so that the client can sort of restart his operations, and he can again start generating revenue and all the thing. So usually what happens when all these rate cuttings are happening, and when policy wordings are also getting changed, so it becomes very much essential even for the insurer to know what are the contents of the policy, what are the some of the items which are included, some of the items which are excluded and all that thing. So that is really very worrisome. And then probably when sometimes claims comes, at that time it is found out that some of the discounting which was given, that was because of discounting in some type of peril, which usually was never imagined to happen many times, and that's where the claims.
So many insurers must have approached IRDI to intervene, because at the end it was not sustainable, and finally IRDA is now intervening.
Yeah, indeed, of course, IRDA has, I think, intervened, and there is some advisory which has been recently issued. But then the important point is about how these exposures have been supported by the reinsurers. So we have to look into the reinsurance support of each and every different companies who are resorting into this type of means reducing the rates to very phenomenal, providing very huge discounts, because usually what happens that the other lines of business were getting a financial leveraging based on this fire business, but now it is happening other way around. That because in the other line of business people are having comfortable position, so discounting is given in the fire portfolio. So this thing is happening, and I am very much hopeful that once the new accounting standard comes from next year, and then every cohort would be analyzed differently and all. So probably during those time, when the accountability and responsibility will be there for different types of cohorts. So I think the boards of various companies would definitely take a look at it, and that's how I think their future business plans will be affected.
Sir, do you think that there is a lack of level playing field when it comes to commission and distribution cost among PSU and private players, which need to be addressed, and some sort of expectations you have from upcoming distribution and commission reforms?
No, after the advent of this limiting the overall limit to 30% of expenses of management, of 30% of the overall premium, I think to a large extent the play field has been leveled, and now even every company has a discretion to calculate or pay the intermediary charges as it suits them. So many of the companies have been using it to strategize their marketing efforts.
But the regulator is again thinking about to change the single limit EOM also, so that may have some impact.
Yes, yes. So when it was there was a limit to the commissions, actually there were a lot of malpractices which actually surfaced out also. Many very reputed companies also were found to be indulging in some shortcuts, and if that earlier thing can be avoided, then okay, there is a case that intermediary charges can be reduced. But I feel that the current system was working reasonably well, and the overall issue is actually the sustainability part. And if the companies can plan themselves and can behave responsibly and can always maintain their sustainability, then I think that some freedom can be given to them to decide the intermediary charges, provided it doesn't add to the burden on the policyholders.
Okay. And sir, what kind of impact you have assessed because of this Supreme Court order, which has fixed 30,000 rupees per month in MSCT claims? So do you think that after this order, there will be a huge pressures, and private players have made a huge provisioning, and PSU, for PSU general insurer, there are large number of pending cases, and huge pressure will be there, and is there some sort of plan to again approach Supreme Court on this order?
Actually, the insurance company who was the defendant in that case is appealing. I think it is New India. So New India is definitely going to appeal against this award. And I can tell you one thing: in similar circumstances, there have been earlier case law also, and it is not a final thing. And my legal team told me that still many of the courts are still following the logics adopted in the earlier. There are obvious flaws pointed out in the reasoning behind the judgment, and naturally there are legal forums available to challenge that, and as New India is already doing that, I don't think that at present there is any immediate need to enhance provisions on this count, but overall we keep on, based on the legal trends, based on the judgments, all the companies, including us, we keep on revising our provisions so that we are always we avoid any surprises in the future.
Okay. Sir, I want to understand from you, for PSU general insurers or for United India, at present, what kind of challenges you are facing, or as sir said that after single limit EOM on the commission front there is a level playing field, but other challenges do you think still there which does not allow you to compete at par?
In fact, I would like to beg a little bit from him about the commission part, because see what happened when this 30% EOM regulation had come. So earlier time, United India had been having a lot of direct business, and you can say the commission ratio was almost close to only 8% of the 8% of the overall gross premium. But then we know that there were certain developments, and we did lose very big direct business, because probably those state governments decided to go for a trust mode and all. So now you imagine, suppose this commission flexibility had not been there with us, we would have definitely done a big degrow during those years. Because what happened, fortunately, over a period of time, we have invested a lot in IT and analytics, and then we are able to analyze in so many different segments and so many different regions what are the different types of business enrollment happening, and how, by giving a variable commission, how we can sort of penetrate in some of the profitable lines. And that is how we did it. And this 30% UM regulation did help us to give better commissions in better segments, and to give a controllable commission in the other segments. And that is how, despite losing a big chunk of that, we could show good growth. And not only growth, although our commission outgo did increase from 9% to 12.5% during 24-25, but still we were able to report profit. So the point is that the variability of commission, that is definitely it is always advisable, but then there has to be an overall cap. It is really how somebody can give 60% commission, 70% commission, and instead of that, better you give a lower premium to the ultimately policyholder. So that is what we feel, that the flexibility can be there, but then there should be capping. There should be individual capping on some of the lines. Then only, and whatever, if discounting it is there, it should be passed on to the policyholder.
Okay. So one final question of my English interview, sir. For Oriental insurance business, which segments are showing growth, and in which line of business do you think there are challenges and you need to change your strategy?
See, the challenge is coming from property, as I already told you. However, we are comfortable in marine, we are comfortable in engineering, we are also we are very comfortable in miscellaneous also, particularly the personal accident department is giving us good revenue. So, health mein, as I told you, because of the pressure created by the softening of market in fire line, many of the insurance companies are trying to maintain their top lines through compromises on group health portfolio, and that is why we are seeing a softening there as well as in motor. Though they keep on complaining that TP rates are low and they have to be revised, still almost all the insurance companies, except one or two like ours, they are showing growth in motor. So because they want to maintain their top lines for the time being, we are adopting a cautious approach. Health is still giving us growth. Not immediately. In the first quarter, we suffered a very big loss of account, not due to any other reason, but the global mandate of that particular client. For that reason, if we leave aside that account, even in health we are growing, but we are not very ambitious in that. We are trying to maintain our underwriting discipline and rather focus more on sustainability. But the property insurance segment is actually a cause of challenge for us.